Ladies and gentlemen, this is Dezaras Prime back with another Transformers Combiner Wars review, and today we're talking about Smokescreen. This is actually take two, because after talking bollocks for so long at the end of the Hound review, I then opened up my initial Smokescreen review with a rather bizarre... what's the word? I went off on one about red and blue mixed. Not purple, but as in the combination of red and blue. And I quickly lost my train of thought and realised I was going nowhere with it, so I stopped. I might put that in at the end, just so you can see it. Because it was really weird. I found myself like, where am I going with this? Where we're going with it is Smokescreen, though. And, you know, he's a retool, it might just be a straight up repaint. We'll get to that in the comparison section. Yeah, he's a redo with Prowl, repaint of Prowl, and Streetwise. There'll be a comparison at the end. Again, very impressive. I like the colour layout on this. He is primarily red and blue, with a little bit of yellow, a little bit of silver, and a touch of white. And some black thrown in for good measure. But let's see if we can get a focus on his fias. There we go. Again, lovely face sculpt. Eyes are a bit harder to see because of the blue helmet, but there's the nice yellow one there to break up the helmet a little bit. The chest, I like the chest. The nice detailing there on the right and left pectoral section, and even in the middle. Let's try and get that back into focus. And even the detailing that I didn't really mention in the Prowl one, in the shoulders there, inside the arm, and then on the forearm, it just makes it all the more impressive. You know, so you look at this, it's like with the Wheeljack and Smokescreen one, and we're heading into Repaint City, bitch. But looking at these figures all over and seeing them in different ways is it's enlightening, I guess is the best word, because you pick up more stuff about the figures as you go along. It's like you thought you knew everything. You thought, oh, this is just a repaint. But you might pick up something on the repaint that you missed in the original figure. What worked for Wheeljack doesn't work for Smokescreen. You've got the black combiner port there. I would have personally had it red and just have a whole thing of red down there, or had it blue and have that completely gone in, because what works for Wheeljack doesn't work for Smokescreen, probably because, and it's probably just the lighting here, but the red casts a glow on that and I don't like it. It makes it look a bit weird. It looks fine when I turn it around and look at it myself. I still wish it was red or blue, but it doesn't look as bad as it does on camera. So, yeah, there's that. Not much detail on the shins though. Prowl had the nice painted detail on the shins. Smokescreen unfortunately doesn't. He's got the nice combination of red, white and blue on the forearms though, and on the upper arms. He's got his 83, no 38, I got that right. Wow, the number actually came up right for once. And the red calves, which is part of the car mode. Nice silver painted wheels. All in all, a decent figure. Again, I love this mold. So, and this is another successful stab at it, a good repaint. Articulation is the same. I'll go through it again just in case you haven't seen the Prowl review. Oh, excuse me, Streetwise. Head can go 360. It's a bit iffy at the back though because of that hinge. Arms can go all the way around. They can go down a little bit as well, so you can give them a little bit of a shrug. They can go up a little bit more as well if you want them to. It's really up to you. That weird bicep swivel that doesn't look as clean as others because of the panels. But, you know, it's nice that it's in there. Elbow. And that wrist action where you have to fold it in for transformation purposes. But, you know, it helps a little bit, I guess. Usual waist swivel, thigh swivel, knees, legs go up and out, and the bend at the knees. No foot articulation because he barely has feet. So, all in all, another decent version of this figure. Let's see how he compares with Streetwise and Prowl. We'll go with the robot mode first. Okay, so let's get these comparisons of the three deluxe figures with Streetwise, Prowl and Smokescreen. We'll start with Streetwise, and he has the obviously very different head sculpt. You can get that in focus. It's a nice head sculpt, nice blend of white, silver and red, and the blue visor. Bit of a plain chest piece there, it's all black. Whereas if you look at Prowl's, and obviously Prowl has a very lovely head sculpt. You look at Prowl's chest, there's the, it's white with a black outline trim area. Smokescreen's is different again. It's red center, like almost a V, with the blue on the left and the right side. Detailing in terms of sculpting. Come on, let's get some focus on that bitch. Probably get it better if we bring it out a little bit. But you've got like the ridges, and I think the chests are identical. Still very nice detailing on them though. See if we can get a lock on Streetwise, as I think, yeah, it looks like Streetwise has the same detail on the chest, just not painted. Ab sections look the same. Smokescreen has the black, which it looks okay, I guess, but I'd have rather it was blue or red, but then again it matches the waist and crotch, much like Prowl's and much like Streetwise's do. Streetwise has the they look to have the same shins and same leg area, but we'll focus on the front for the start. Stay there. Streetwise has the painted ridges, painted black. Prowl has that nice silvery blue detailing, and Smokescreen doesn't have any painted detail. My shadow was getting in the way there. Let's quickly spin them around, see if there's any detail on the back of the legs. I will do a comparison in car mode as well. So the moulding looks to be the same, but if you notice, Prowl and Streetwise have that painted detail on just on the inner ankle section there, inner ankle and heel, whereas Smokescreen again is lacking paint there. However, Streetwise has no paint on the sides. Prowl has the black stripe. Smokescreen has the white stripe. But Smokescreen also has different coloured back legs. His are red. Smokescreen and Prowl, Streetwise and Prowl, sorry, are white. So it's not like Smokescreen is lacking in paint with these guys. The paint is all, they just have different paint in different areas. Let's check the backs quickly. I'll cover as much as I can now while they're in robot in case I miss anything in car mode. Streetwise has, like Prowl, these silver painted lights, or not lights, but those nice little detailed corner areas. He has the blue square that says police with the Autobot insignia. The grilling looks the same. This part here and there. These all look identical. There. But Prowl's is obviously, his paint goes outwards in that shape. With Streetwise, it's just that bit that's painted. And the lighting. Smokescreen doesn't have that painted, but again, he's got the trimmings and stuff, and he's got a fully painted red bonnet hood area, which kind of makes the red Autobot symbol look a bit hidden, but it is what it is. Quickly, like the back of the arms, Prowl obviously has his police, highway patrol police. Streetwise just has police with the blue background. Smokescreen has his red, white and blue colour scheme with the number 38, which is very accurate to his animation model, I guess. So it's not like the scrimping on paint for Smokescreen, it's just his character, like Sunstreaker in the Wheeljack example, comparison, probably just has paint in different areas. Let's have a look at the detail on his arms quickly, because I'll be switching him to his vehicle mode soon. I mentioned that nice detail on the arms that I tended to overlook on these guys, that I'm surprised I overlooked because it actually shows up better on Prowl. Is that a scuff? Yeah, Prowl's got a bit of a scuff there, unfortunately. And then Streetwise has the same again. So yeah, the arms are the same sculpt. There is one thing, and it's actually pretty obvious, just to take Smokescreen out of the equation for a sec. I've had Streetwise longer than I've had Prowl. Like I said, I used to live in a... Ow! I don't know why I said ow, I didn't fall over, did I? Like I said, I used to live in a smoker's home. You can definitely tell there that Prowl is a brighter white than Streetwise. But I don't know if that's down to smoking as much as it is plastic, because some of the plastic on Streetwise, and for that matter Smokescreen, feels different to the plastic on Prowl. Prowl overall looks glossier compared to Streetwise and Smokescreen. Smokescreen has the nice glossy areas. It's almost like Smokescreen is part Streetwise's plastic, part Prowl's plastic. Because there are areas on Prowl that are glossy and have a nice sheen and everything, and Smokescreen has some of those elements as well, but Streetwise just seems to be a bit more flat. I don't know, it might just be me, but it definitely feels like, or it might just be the different head sculpt, because Streetwise's head sculpt isn't as glossy as Prowl and Smokescreen's. It might just be that. And it's, I don't know, it's Streetwise just doesn't seem to be as bright a shade of white as Prowl. That could be down to coming from a a longer period in a smoker's home. Excuse me. Anyway, that's the robot comparison do. I'm going to get Smokescreen into his vehicle mode. Okay, Smokescreen in his vehicle mode is... it's decent again. There's where's my lens? There. Sorry about that. It's just I flipped my camera again because I keep forgetting. So I can't seem to get it right at the minute. Yeah, Smokescreen's vehicle mode looks great as usual. Molding on it's fantastic. Holds together really well. The underside is nice and clean. Cleaner than most Transformers are anyway. And overall, all in all, it's again a decent car mode. A very nice car mode. It isn't a police car, but still has the light moulding on it. There. Oh, see, I flipped the phone over because I'm left-handed and I'm finding it easier this way. That problem I was having when the lens was too low, I think it's because it depends whether I've got it flipped or not. And I have it, the lens is there. So yeah, I'm still trying to figure this shit out, really. You know, I'm learning new things about new things all the time. Well, yeah, I'm going off on one again. So yeah, it has all the molded details. It's not like Wheeljack and Smokescreen that has different molding in certain areas. It is pretty much an identical mold to Prowl and almost identical to Streetwise. Let's get a comparison of the three. And here we have them in their car modes, the comparison shot. As you can see, identical moulding. Streetwise, his moulding, his paint job seems to accentuate little things a little bit more. Like the grill bit on here, I don't know what this part's called on the police car. It's that thing that Barricade has though. Whereas Prowl's is hidden by the paint, the little diamond thing there, the pentagon sort of thing, and Smokescreen is just hidden by a whole full red bonnet or hood. Prowl and Smokescreen, Streetwise, have those silver painted light type things. Streetwise with the black windows, Prowl with the weird kind of greyish blue. They both have the painted red lights. Smokescreen has the light mould, but yeah, it's painted red again, obviously. But then again, the rest of him is black windows for Smokescreen with the Autobot insignia and the number 38. He doesn't have any painting there. But it's like I said before, it's not like they've scrimped on the paint for Smokescreen. Because Streetwise has that half curved stripe and police there. Prowl has the half cross almost with highway patrol police and the little badge. And then if you go around to the back, no paint, just what the moulded plastic is. And again, identical backs. And then there's those bits around the back of the ankles and heels there that are painted. Like the back window, almost, kinda. But if you look at Smokescreen, he's like two-tone with paint as well, because he's got the red top and then the blue sides. So again, it's not like they've scrimped on paint. These two are both mostly white, and then there's like a 50-50 with a or a 45-45-10, depends on how you want to look at it. But yeah, so Smokescreen definitely has an adequate amount of paint because he's two different colours split. And then there's the white on top of it as well that seems to be a little bit off kilter there, but it's no big deal. Probably just a lighting, but the blue looks a bit different from front to middle to back. It's like that. The middle panels, a different shade of blue to that. That might just be the lighting though. And then around the back, again, much like the other two, it's still the same colour, but he's got the red on there, whereas those two just have the white and the little bit. So, all in all, Smokescreen has paint, I won't say missing, but there are areas where Prowl and Streetwise are painted up where Smokescreen isn't, but that's because he has a different paint job, almost entirely different paint job. And he has the painted wheels as well, which Prowl and Streetwise don't have. They just have the black wheels. Smokescreen has the nice silver hubcaps there. So, yeah, just because Smokescreen doesn't have paint on those areas, or on the lights and bar, doesn't mean that they've bitched out on paint for him, because they haven't. All in all, 3 very nice Autobot cars. And when I get to the Decepticon one, the Stunticon version, I forgot his name at the minute, but I'll remember it. I'll know it in time. Yeah, I'll be able to do a comparison with him as well. But yeah, all in all, 3 very successful versions of the mould. 3 different enough versions of the mould with a 4th on the way. Prowl and Smokescreen are supposed to look the same in terms of physical appearance, head build, that kind of thing. Streetwise does enough to look different. Smokescreen, his paint might seem a little bland compared to the rest because there's a nice distribution, blue, grey, you've got black there, bit of red on the top, whereas Smokescreen's just red on the top, blue around the side with a bit of white. It might seem a little boring compared to the other two, but that was how he was. And that's what they've done a good job with, even with the not as successful molds, they've stayed true to colour schemes and stuff. So, you know, kudos to them for that. Let's have a look at Smokescreen in his limb modes then. Okay, this is going to be brief and quick. There's really not a lot to it. It's the same. His leg, is the same as Prowl. It's the same as Streetwise. It's just a different colour. I'm not going to do a comparison with the limbs because that would just be stupid. Even I won't go that far. Yeah, Smokescreen as a leg, he's the same as Streetwise as a leg and Prowl as a leg, and there's really not a lot to discuss. It's just, yeah, it's the same. It would be nice to put Prowl and Smokescreen in the same combined form with the same torso. Same with Wheeljack and Sunstreaker, Ironhide and Trailbreaker. The only ones I can't really do that with are Mirage and Hound, because both of their mould counterparts are Decepticons, and that would be naughty. Anyway, let's have a quick look at his arm mode. Okay, so as an arm, again, nothing to write home about. He's the same as Streetwise, he's the same as Prowl. He's an arm. Yeah, he's fucking got the whole sleeve effect going on again. Again, nothing really special. He's as good as Prowl and Streetwise are, as arms and legs, and as cars and robots. I think what does it for me with Smokescreen is it's not just a great mould, but is also... The only other Smokescreen I have is the Transformers Prime one. I think it's a Beast Hunters one. That's a great toy, but it's not very evocative of G1 Smokescreen. And so I have a version of Smokescreen that evokes his G1 colours and look, and also functions well and is articulate and all around a good toy. So that's a plus. Anyway, I was going to do Trailbreaker and Scattershot tonight as well, but I am knackered. I need to get to bed. Yeah, I will. It won't make a difference because in the terms of uploading, because I've only just uploaded part 1 of Lyokaiser as I'm doing this. Part 2 is uploaded as well, ready to go. That will be, there's no point telling you now, is it, Friday at 6, because this is coming after that. But, yeah, so still a ways to go before, because Lyokaiser's 4 parts and I've got 5. Yeah, and then these 3. So there's plenty to go before I need to get to Trailbreaker. I'll get to him probably Sunday morning after work. Kind of feel like reviewing after work on a Sunday morning might be my downtime. Might be a good way for me to unwind. Anyway, I will be back soon with a Trailbreaker review. Got a couple ideas for a couple of the videos as well. Like I said, I might rank the once I hit the end of Combiner Wars, I might do my top 5, top 10 of them, top 5 combined modes, and then I'm also thinking because that Skylinks thing got me thinking. The whole Dezaras review got me thinking about something I said when Skylinks is the biggest twat of all Autobot twats or something, and it gave me an idea for a topic for a video I might want to talk about, and I'm hoping people will get on board and do their own responses and stuff. Autobot twats. Decepticon twats are a given. They're the bad guys, but sometimes within the good guys you find a bell end. By that I mean the Guy Gardners of the Autobots. The fucking ones that you're supposed to root for, but you don't really want to because they are twats. They're the heroes, but they are the wankers. They are the dickheads. Off the top of my head, obviously Skylinks, Wheelie, Whirl, IDW Whirl, even Brawn. He went off on one about fucking, he was being a right dickhead to Perceptor that time, wasn't he? Then all of a sudden, the best mates at the end. Yeah, I get it was the 80s. Could get away with it then, but still, Brawn was a bit of a dick to Perceptor. I would consider him an Autobot twat. It's something to consider. It's something I might do at some point. I also want to delve into my fucking wank baskets as well. They're basically, not everything is on my shelves or on my tables. What you see behind me and around me isn't my entire collection. There's stuff that isn't. I've got 3 baskets in there full of the tat and the stuff. And the ones that I couldn't fit on the shelves or justify putting on the shelves for whatever reason. Not everything in the wank baskets is shit. Not everything in there is wank. But a lot of it is. Or a lot of it isn't worthy of being on display. So I might, I've got 3 of those. I might every now and then just we'll put our hands. We'll go into the wank baskets together. Anyway, those are options. Maybe just to break up this whole thing, because there's a lot of Combiner Wars. So I might fucking every now and then just go. I think I've got, after I've done this wave and I've got past Scattershot, I believe I am doing Ultra Magnus or the Seekers. I don't know, I'm moving on to a leader after I've done these before I move back into the Combiners. So I might do one of the leaders and then just take just break it up a little bit. Maybe we'll discuss Autobot twats, maybe dip into a wank basket. We'll see how it goes. There's a lot of stuff I can do. I've got a lot of ideas and that, so we'll see where it takes us. Anyway, go to bed. Knackered again. I think I've pulled a late one enough. I've been Dezaras Prime. You've been awesome as usual, and you shall see me next time. I talked some bollocks at the end of the last one, didn't I? My kid Dezaras Prime back with another Combiner Wars review, and today we are looking at Smokescreen. Now, the main thing that really impresses me about this is that I don't generally like a heavy combination of red and blue. The Barcelona football kit's fine. I'm used to that. But Superman's outfit, that's fine. But there are certain times when red and blue doesn't go together that well. I don't know where I'm going with this. I've lost it. I'm going to start again.